The evening sky over the quiet neighborhood was a mix of fading orange and gathering gray. Marriage of Arman and Zoya, a couple once inseparable, now held together only by memories that hurt more than they healed. Their house wasn't large, but it used to feel warm. Today, even the walls echoed differently, as if the home itself had stopped believing in love. Zoya stood at the window, fingers brushing the cold glass, watching the streetlights flicker on. She didn't hear Arman walk in behind her, but she felt his sigh, heavy and exhausted, filling the room before he said a word.
"You didn't eat again," he murmured,
his voice carrying more regret than frustration. Zoya didn't turn. "I wasn't hungry." Arman glanced at the untouched plate on the dining table. Once upon a time, she used to wait for him with the same food but with a smile. Now only silence greeted him. The kind of silence that doesn't just fill a room, it suffocates it. Their marriage hadn't always been like this. It was built on laughter, stolen glances, long drives, stupid arguments followed by warm apologies, dreams whispered into the night. But life had a cruel way of testing even the strongest hearts. It began the day Zoya lost the child she had carried for 7 months, a pregnancy they wanted more than anything, a dream they had painted together, a future they had imagined so clearly that when it shattered, everything else shattered with it. Zoya felt as if she had failed as a mother before she ever got to become one. Arman felt helpless, unable to protect either of them. And slowly, grief moved into their home like a permanent guest. Arman tried to hold her, comfort her, talk to her, but she pushed him away, drowning in a pain she believed he couldn't understand. And maybe he didn't, at least not in the same way. The doctors told them they could try again, that it wasn't Zoya's fault that these things happen. But loss isn't healed by explanations. It lingers in the corners of the heart, waiting to whisper fear and sadness whenever happiness tries to return. As the months passed, the distance between them grew. They lived together, but in different worlds. Arman began spending more time at work. Zoya started sleeping in the other room, saying she felt more comfortable there. She stopped talking about her feelings, stopped sharing little things, stopped smiling the way she used to. Arman stayed patient at first. He brought her flowers, made her breakfast, left notes around the house, planned small outings, but every effort felt like pouring water into a broken cup. And then came the misunderstandings. Zoya started believing Arman was happier when he wasn't around her. Arman started believing Zoya didn't want him anymore. Neither was true, but silence is dangerous. It allows the mind to invent stories harsher than reality. One night, after a long day, Arman came home late. Zoya was awake, sitting on the couch, her eyes swollen not from tears, but from lack of sleep. "You didn't answer my calls," she said quietly.
"My phone died. I told you the battery wasn't."
"You could have borrowed someone's," she interrupted, her voice trembling. He closed his eyes for a moment. He was tired, too tired to argue.
"Zoya, please! Not tonight. Not tonight."
2 simple words, but they cut deeper than he knew. Zoya nodded slowly and stood up. "All right," she whispered, and walked away. That was the night she stopped asking him anything. That was the night she realized he didn't see her pain anymore. Days turned into weeks. Their communication became mechanical. "Did you eat? Where are the keys? I'll be late." Nothing more, nothing less. And then came a moment that changed everything. Zoya found a message on Arman's phone. A woman from his office had texted him. "You seemed really stressed today. I hope you're okay. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here." It wasn't inappropriate. It wasn't flirtatious. But it was enough to shatter Zoya. Not because the woman meant anything, but because Zoya no longer did. When Arman came home, he found her sitting on the bed holding his phone. Her hands were shaking. Her eyes were filled with a kind of heartbreak he hadn't seen before. "I'm not enough anymore, right?" she whispered. Arman froze. You could have borrowed someone's, she interrupted, her voice trembling. He closed his eyes for a moment. He was tired, too tired to argue.
What are you talking about?
You talk to everyone about everything, except me. You smile at people. You share things with people. You aren't mine anymore. Arman's heart dropped. That's not true. She wiped her tears. Maybe not, but it feels true. The argument that followed wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was worse, quiet, hopeless, cold. Two hearts breaking softly as if they were tired of even fighting for each other. For the first time, Arman said the words he...
Maybe we need space.
Zoya stared at him, her breath catching. Space? She repeated, as if the word itself was foreign. From your wife? He didn't answer, and silence answered for him. That night, Zoya packed a small bag and left the house. She didn't know where she was going. Maybe to her sister's, maybe to a hotel, maybe nowhere at all. All she knew was that staying in that house hurt more than leaving it. Arman watched her go from the living room, but didn't stop her. Not because he didn't want to, but because he was afraid that if he called her name, she wouldn't turn back. He didn't sleep that night, or the next, or the next. He kept expecting her to call, to message, to say something, but she stayed silent. And that silence finally made him realize what he had lost: not a wife, not a partner, but the woman who once filled his life with meaning. On the 5th day, he went to her sister's house. Zoya wasn't there. Her sister handed him a letter. Arman unfolded it with trembling fingers. I don't blame you, Arman. I truly don't. We both tried. But grief changed me, and distance changed you. Maybe we were not meant to last forever. Maybe we were just meant to love deeply and break quietly. If I stay, I will keep hurting you. And if I go, maybe we will both finally breathe again. Don't look for me, please. Arman sank to the floor, heart cracking open for the first time. He realized something he had been avoiding. He didn't want space. He didn't want peace. He didn't want freedom. He wanted her. Her laughter, her annoying questions, her late-night talks, her silent company, her breathing beside him, her presence that made their house feel alive. He searched for her everywhere. Her friends' homes, old places they used to visit. He checked bus stations, airports. Nobody had seen her. It was as if she had vanished. Weeks passed, months. Arman returned home every night to an empty house, hoping she would be there. She never was. But he never touched her side of the bed. He never removed her clothes from the wardrobe. He never stopped leaving the porch light on, because hope doesn't ask permission before settling in the heart. One morning, nearly a year later, a small envelope arrived in the mail. There was no name on the front. Inside was a single photograph: Zoya holding a baby, a little girl. Arman felt the world tilt beneath him. His hands shook so violently the photo nearly slipped. He stared at the tiny face, the soft eyes, the small smile. His daughter, the child he had believed he lost forever, the child he didn't even know existed. On the back of the photo were 4 words: she deserves better, forgive me. Arman broke, truly broke, not from anger, from love, from loss, from the realization that Zoya had left not because she didn't love him, but because she loved too much, loved enough to suffer alone so he wouldn't have to share her burden. He spent the next months searching again, but this time with a different kind of desperation, not to fix the past, but to tell her she wasn't alone, that he wanted them, both of them, that he wanted the family they deserved. He never found her. Some people disappear not because they want to be lost, but because they believe they are protecting the ones they love. Years later, Arman still lives in the same house. He still leaves the porch light on. Neighbors think it's habit, but it isn't. It's hope. Hope that one day, Zoya will come home with the little girl whose smile resembles his own. Hope that love, even when broken, might still find its way back. Because no matter how much time passes, some vows never fade. Some hearts never stop waiting. Some stories never truly end. They simply wait for the right moment to continue.